Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing 6 journals that are going into my Etsy shop. The link will be below. But first I want to thank Gail Augustinelli, who totally inspired these. I've been watching Gail for years. She's absolutely wonderful, and I will also link her below. I watched a recent video where she was I think she was selling the journals, and she'd used some Stamperia paper pads. I've had a few of those and I've been hoarding them, but this year I am trying to use up what I've got, and I really loved her way of doing them, so I've done something very similar. I hope she doesn't mind. I don't think she will. She's a true sharer, and I've come up with my style, I guess, her idea. My paper pads were patchwork, garden, and I think I used a little bit of one called L'Atelier. Anyway, I'm going to show them all in one video, and I'm going to try and do it quickly. They have 60 pages, counting fronts and backs. They're all tied with a separate tie. They've all got a charm that a little bead charm that I've made that's on fabric tag and a ball pin. And I'll just go through them one by one. I have strengthened or tried to strengthen the spines with some fabric. The only thing about these journals, and I wanted to make something that was simpler and was a little less expensive to go into the shop, but I was a bit concerned about whether the card stock would hold up, so I've used a bit of fabric on the spines. So we've got a pocket on the inside, we've got lace on the first page. I've used various papers, vintage and not so vintage, that I have. This is a layaway tag. All of these, there's one of these in each journal, but they're not original. They're Tracy Fox faux ephemera. Bit of stenciling in each one. Some of them have got flip outs, some not so many. This is upside down just because that's how the vintage atlas works. Can't do much about that. It's a little pocket with some of the cards from the paper. I've done a little snippet collage in each one. Vintage book pages. There's an Edith Holden page in each one. There's a top pocket with some ephemera from the paper pad, and these have been mounted onto tea stain paper and vintage ledger paper. I've used a Stamperia paper in the middle of each one, which is what Gail did. I've used a belly band, and under each belly band I have clipped them in just to keep them in. There's a vintage postcard and a vintage library card in each of those. Later. A little side pocket here with a saying on and a flower fairy. Not really going quickly enough. I've made an envelope for each one. This is actually using some graphic 45 paper. And near the back of each one there is a tall pocket, which I followed Gail's tutorial for that, which I'll link below. There's a long tag in each one which is mounted onto tea-dyed paper, and a little card just inside the pocket there. And that's the back of that one. So that's a garden one. This is a garden one. And I will go quicker through this one. I won't take it all out. I won't talk you to death either. There's a rose card in there. I'd started to, particularly the garden set, I think I had used a page or two out of that book, so I didn't have quite enough of that paper to complete these totally. card on that one. And the tag. And then this one has a little girl, I think, with some chickens. Some of the postcards have got writing on and some haven't. So that's that one. This is the patchwork paper. There is a slight nod to Christmas with patchwork paper, but very not obviously so. Collage on that pocket, just for a change. Such lovely, lovely papers, these Stamperia papers. Even though I'm trying to use up what I've got, I might have to buy some more. This is the tag in this one. And this one has got a little girl. There is some writing on that one, but it's very faint. One. I have decorated the front a little bit, and again I've taken some of the ideas, I guess, from Gail. This one has just got this is a Tracy Fox tag. I've just mounted it on a bit of card, so it's more like a chipboard piece. One or two of them have got these brass fittings on, gold or brass. 3 little square cards in this one. See what I mean by Christmas, slightly snowy in one or two places in this paper pack. This one has got vintage London, I think. Cheapside in London. That one's not written on. Envelope in that one. And this one has got a long tag and birds. So that's that one. Sorry, this is taking forever. 2 more to go. This one I've used a book plate, and it's glued, but I did fasten the brads through the cover, just covered those up with that. 3 little cards in that one. I think this is from the Nature Notes. Maybe they're all from the Nature Notes, but they're Edith Holden original pages. These are shaped like a tag. I haven't put the holes in, so you can use those how you'd like to. Little snippet in that one. And the envelope. Tag is not quite so near the back in this one, the pocket and tag I mean, so that's that. And those are 2 little cards that I've joined together and mounted onto tea stain paper. And this one has got Bedford, and that's written on August 1913. So that's that one. And the last one is this pretty bicycle. This has got, I suppose, pewter nameplate on it, and this says garden. I've used sari silks on some of these, sari trims on some of these snippets. This one has got a rabbit postcard, 1904. Guess that's for Easter, actually. 4 little calendar pages again in this one. Envelope. The envelopes are all empty. And this one has got this with a lace tab and that. And that's the end of those. Thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you all again soon.